During the past 2 weeks, 4 ships carrying relief supplies for the planets within the Romulan Star Empire have been reported missing. Data from the USS Magellan confirms our worst fears. Ships have been destroyed and all hands lost. Earlier reports from Starfleet intelligence suggest the possibility that the same mines that we encountered remain active or have recently been reactivated, as it has been occurring in the same sector.
What makes Starfleet think that 200-year-old technology is still functional? Do they think the fire of these mines was stolen by Prometheus and contained in the works of Hephaestus?
You've been reading ancient mythology again, haven't you?
Well, you told me to cut back on the Galactic Inquirer.
Why does Starfleet believe this ancient technology can have such devastating effects on modern starships? After all, the NX-01 encountered one and still managed to escape without complete destruction.
I will concede the fact that it is strange. In answer to both questions, the age of the equipment may be the source of the problem, as explosives have been known to become less stable with age.
Providing that this theory is correct, wouldn't that make these mines incredibly dangerous to disarm at this point?
A very good point, Commander Tobin.
To reiterate a point made by Major Goldman, nobody ever said Starfleet was safe.
I may send officers under my command into harm's way, but I make it a point to never send anyone blindly into situations they cannot handle. In this case, I believe that the best course of action would be to find the location of the mines and destroy them from a distance, rather than trying to disarm them.
We would all lay down our lives without a whimper if called to. No offense was intended, Admiral.
None was taken, Jahos, but please, don't plan on giving your life too soon.
I plan to live a long life with many victories behind my name, Admiral.
We should also consider the possibility this may be a new mine construct. We've seen the effectiveness of the mines used in the Bajoran sector during the Dominion War. There are factions that would benefit from continued hostilities between the Romulan Empire and the Federation. The Breen or the Cardassians, just to name a few. And that doesn't even mention the possibility of it being one of the many espionage groups floating around out there.
You mean like the Tal Shiar, Commander White?
Just to name one. For all we know, it could be the Orion Syndicate. They could stand to make a lot of latinum on the black market trade.
The Ferengi could make as much on the open market. Politics may be different on Ferenginar now, but they're still more than willing to earn a profit, and I'm sure there are still quite a few of them that would be willing to stoop to unscrupulous means to do so.
All reported starships missing have been Federation. This could be an attack solely on Federation interests. The more ships and personnel we lose on missions of peace, the less our people support these type of endeavors.
The same could serve as a hindrance to the Romulans, Captain. After all, if our people don't support giving them aid, and we cut them off, the chances of them surviving decrease dramatically.
The Federation made peace with the Klingons after years of open war. I would hope that we could do the same with the Romulans.
Hopefully a peace that doesn't break down every 5 years.
The Klingon Civil War wasn't aimed at the Federation. Besides, you can't blame the Empire for the actions of the Duras clan.
Again, though, we can come back to the actions of the Romulan Empire. Let's not forget their involvement in that situation. To go one step further, the Remans are largely responsible for the situation the Empire's in now. They may want to continue the chaos.
We could stand here and speculate all day as to the cause of this situation, but for now we need to concentrate more on the effect.
Agreed.
A question. How did the NX-03 come across quantum beacon technology? It's equal to the scanners we have today.
Starfleet played a bit more fast and loose with temporal anomalies than we do today. We had yet to establish the Temporal Prime Directive.
Are you saying that you received and used technology from the future?
Of course not. The Enterprise did, and proceeded to share it with the rest of the fleet. And you're still using it today. The basic principles of this technology allow us to create things like quantum torpedoes, as well as the sensors we use daily.
So you're saying that if Starfleet hadn't received futuristic technology in the past, then we wouldn't have access to modern technology, which was future technology to them today?
I hate causality loops.
That's not necessarily true, White. Perhaps, given the opportunity and the motivation, Commanders Tucker and T'Pol may have created the technology anyway.
Yeah, and the guy who invented transparent aluminum just stumbled upon the recipe.
Like I said.
In the end, however, This type of situation is why the TPD was created, and why every ship that gains futuristic technology should be quarantined.
What's the status of the Magellan?
It is returned to its regular duty schedule, and Starfleet wants to send a more research-oriented vessel to investigate. Seeing as the Titan is already helping with the Romulan rebuilding, and we're so close to the border, the Aurora has been chosen for the detail.
Yeah, research vessel. One that can break apart into 3 independent combat ships.
The Prometheus class was developed here at Deep Space 5 during the middle of the Dominion War. Every ship was designed for battle and called a research vessel.
An oxymoron, like Starfleet intelligence.
Captain Connerly, you have the full resources of Deep Space 5 at your disposal.
I would request that the Horizon and the Rosemont accompany us. With more ships, we can cover a larger area of space in a shorter period of time. And both ships have a larger science complement than we do.
Agreed. The Rosemont is currently docked, and we can send the Horizon along once they get back from their escort run. You're also bringing in our new station ops officer.
Commander, coordinate with the Rosemont. I want us to be underway by 1720 hours.
Yes, Captain.
White, Timonier, research everything you've got on those mines. Based on the damage yield reported, study them and calculate a safe distance from which we can detonate them.
Figure out how to blow them up real good. Yes, sir.
Connerly to Aurora.
Aurora here, Captain.
Have Lieutenant Card plot us a course to Sector 352. We're on our way back.
Aye.
Rob in the neutral zone. I'm on it, Captain.
Connerly out. Captain's log. Stardate 57195.8. We've just arrived in the Romulan neutral zone and are preparing to begin our scans for the mysterious mines in the area. As to be expected, tensions are running a bit high, but thanks to Commander Tobin's encouragement, the crew has had other things to worry about than the potential threats outside, as the first officer's threats are real and have an immediate response. On a personal note, based on my own experience, I'd rather face a Romulan warbird than Commander Tobin's wrath. But then again, that's why I chose him as my first officer.
Acknowledged, Rosemont. Proceed with search pattern Echo Papa 3. Mr. Timonier will maintain scheduled contact intervals every 15 minutes. Aurora out. Mr. Card, prepare to execute search pattern Echo Sierra 2.
Course laid in, Commander.
Engage.
We have 4 Class 4 probes programmed for Whisker formation, and 6 Class 1 probes ready for launch at your command, Captain.
Make it so, Lieutenant Commander.
Probes away.
Sensors are running hot and at full capacity. We are receiving clear data streams from all probes as well as from the Rosemont.
Reroute all information back through Ops, Commander.
And now, we wait.
Yeah, my favorite part.
Did you have something to add, Mr. Card?
No, sir.
Good. Keep it that way.
Lieutenant Commander Timonier, are you ready to plot destruction sequences when we find the mines? I'd like to make this as smooth as we can, as little collateral damage as possible.
Aye, sir. Tactical crew has developed several scenarios to prevent unnecessary risk to our ships. This'll be as easy as shooting swamp bats from an old Z-13 back on Tiburon.
That may be more difficult than you expect. So far, all sensor data for anomalies are coming up empty.
You have used the quantum pulses and interphasic resonators, right?
I've used everything we have except for throwing on a spacesuit and walking through the minefield.
Careful, Commander. That might be next.
If so, Lieutenant, I think we know who they will ask to volunteer.
Well, we know that we're in the right sector. Does anyone have any theories?
Yeah, maybe they're of Russian manufacture.
Useful hypothesis, Lieutenant.
Maybe they are a recent manufacturer with upgrading cloaking technology. Something created especially for the Tal Shiar.
Not completely unreasonable.
We could fire a quantum torpedo at 25% efficiency to see if we get a reaction.
Prepare the torpedo while we see if there are any other suggestions.
We could emit a tachyon pulse from the main emitter.
I would need to take main power offline for 15 minutes to recalibrate the emitter, but that would give us some serious sensor boosts.
It would also take the shields offline and leave us vulnerable to attack or accidental mine explosions for a significant amount of time.
Perhaps the Rosemont could modify their emitter while we stood guard.
Let's hold that one in reserve. Anything else?
If we brought the Rosemont closer, we could use the 2 ships and the probes to establish a sensor net. If we wait for the horizon, however, we could expand the range of the net by 66%.
Sounds like our most viable immediate option is the torpedo then. Mr. Timoneer?
Ready when you are, Captain.
Notifying the Rosemont, Captain.
Very good. Fire at will.
Sensors read debris and fallout as normal. No anomalies detected.
A wider disbursement of torpedoes, Captain?
I'm not sure if spitting into the wind is going to do us any good.
This may sound silly, Captain, but what if all the mines have been detonated?
The minefield may be out of mines.
With the loss of 4 ships in the past 2 weeks, the odds against them finding the last 4 mines are astronomical.
Agreed, but I must admit that the question was entering my mind as well.
Captain, I suggest attempting the sensor net as our probes reach their maximum efficiency range.
Let's give it a shot. We can always expand it later.
Sending word to the Rosemont, Captain. They are on their way.
If this one doesn't work, we'll prep for tri-separation to provide maximum coverage for them.
Red alert! Report!
There's been a large explosion in the vicinity of the Rosemont.
Correction, there has been a large explosion on the Rosemont. It's caused massive destruction.
Scanning for survivors.
Energy readings show the warp core was breached, followed by cascading explosions throughout the entire ship.
How'd they hit a mine? Didn't the sensors pick up anything?
I reviewed the sensor data, Captain. There were no anomalies detected.
Confirmed, Captain.
There are 5 weak life signs, Captain. I've beamed them directly to sickbay.
What the bloody hell are we dealing with here?